Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and in this video we're going to break down the Sedici Strada II helmet available at RevZilla.com. So Sedici is one of our exclusive brands here at RevZilla, and the beauty of this is that we get to give direct feedback to the designers so that they can incorporate changes that have been noted from our customers. And the Sedici Strada II has been in development for a little over 2 years at this point, and really what you're going to see here are a phenomenal amount of changes based on the Sedici Strada I and the input received from people like you. So what we're going to start off by talking about is the fact that the construction itself, or the shell itself, hasn't changed. It's still going to be a fiberglass shell with a Kevlar reinforcement at the top. You're now going to have two versions. You're going to have the Strada II, which is in front of me right now, and you're also going to have the Primo version, which is a Snell-rated helmet. So the main difference between the Strada II and the Strada II Primo is simply if you go with the Strada II, you're going to have a drop-down sun visor, and it's going to be an ECE-rated helmet. If you go with the Strada II Primo, you're going to lose the drop-down sun visor, and you're going to get the Snell safety rating. Now, there's not going to be a price difference between the two. Both will be available for right around the $200 price point. Now, there's also going to be a Polaré version, which is going to have a comm system built in, as well as a carbon fiber version, but we'll get to those in a separate video. So like I said, the shell itself, the construction hasn't changed. It's still a fiberglass shell with Kevlar reinforcements running down the top. You're now going to have 3 different shell sizes. So if you're wearing this in a smaller helmet, it's going to have a svelter, smaller look to it, and then you're going to work your way up the sizing range. So the shell breakdown will be extra small to small, medium to large, and then extra large up to 3XL. Like I said, the safety rating will depend on which version is important to you. So you can go with the DOT ECE version that gets a drop-down sun visor, or you can go with the Primo, which is going to be a DOT Snell-rated helmet. Again, both are sitting around that $200 price point. RevZilla has the price match guarantee, so you are guaranteed to get the lowest price. Now, the weight will vary slightly depending on which one you go with. The DOT ECE version is going to come in around 3 pounds 5 ounces in a medium, and then if you bump to the Snell Primo version, then you're going to be looking at around 3 pounds 8 ounces in a medium. What the big takeaway there is, this is a really lightweight helmet considering the price point that it's playing at. Now, the other thing you'll note here is that it is an intermediate oval head shape, a little bit longer front to back, a little narrower down the side of the head. This is going to work for the majority of riders in the American market. The fit and the comfort has improved drastically over the previous version. And if you're not really sure where to start, maybe you're watching this video and you're getting into riding for the first time, this is going to be your first motorcycle helmet, I would recommend you check out our How to Size and Buy Motorcycle Helmets video. It'll walk you through the importance of understanding internal head shape, and then it'll also explain how to get the right size for you. But just a note there for those of you that are starting out in this world for the first time. What I want to dive into right now is some of the key changes that you are going to see with this. First and foremost, you will notice that right next to me, I have got the outgoing version. This is the old version of the Strada I, and you can see now as it sits next to each other, the relative shape of the shell hasn't changed. What has changed is it's now all integrated into the shell design, where before you had these larger vents and the spoiler on the back was kind of stuck on as an afterthought. You now have it all integrated to the shell design itself. So what this is going to do, it's going to help to improve ventilation. It's also going to cut down on wind noise. So it's going to be a quieter helmet, and it's going to vent better. If you're taking a look at the top, you've got dual vents up top, and then you're going to have, and those are active vents, you can open or close, and in the back you are going to have a passive vent at the top, as well as 2 passive vents down at the bottom. On the front of this, you are going to have a revised vent on the chin bar, and you can see it's just got better actuation than the previous version. Now, the main change that you can see just by looking at this as well is they've removed the side pods as far as the face shield mounting is concerned. Now, this was a huge problem with the previous version. There were a lot of customers that had reports of the side pods, the little clickers that would lock it on, could come undone. Some folks lost them on the highway, and the shield itself wasn't seated as closely against the helmet as it could have been, which caused a lot of wind noise. So for the redesigned version, they've eliminated the side pods. You now go to a standard easy on, easy off. So all you have is this little arrow here, and it's an internal mechanism. So again, helps to cut down on wind noise, meets perfectly with the helmet shell itself. You pop this out, This pops right off. That's how you get the helmet off, and then to get it back on, you simply line it up, click it back into place, and you're set to go. So completely revised system, much easier to use, and once it's locked into place, you don't have to worry about it coming off. The face shield itself has also been redesigned. This is a much thicker version. It's going to be optically better as well, so really clear optics from this. The gasket is all going to be one single piece, so as you close this, it's going to give you a much better seal around here. Now, from a detent standpoint, you're not going to have any detents in the middle. You do have a city riding position where you can pop open the front of this, and that gives you a little bit of ventilation in the city, and then you're going to go wide open. So there's really no midpoints from a detent. So if you're like myself and you like to ride with the helmet maybe a little bit, more than just that city position, you're not going to be able to do that with this particular face shield. Now, the drop-down sun visor is going to be actuated over on the left-hand side. That hasn't changed. And just note, again, if you go with the Primo version, you get the bump to the Snell safety rating, but you are going to lose that internal sun visor. So just something to note there with this particular helmet. Now, let's take a look at the inside. And the first thing you'll note is the chin curtain on this. So if you're like myself, the biggest problem that I have with chin curtains is it's hard to get the helmet on and off. It does help cut down on wind noise, but it usually falls out because they're not really anchored in there too well. So the main design that they implemented here is that the chin curtain itself actually snaps in. So if you like using a chin curtain, it's not going to fall out on you as you're getting the helmet on and off. If you don't like it, you can pull it out. It's just going to require a little bit more finesse to get out because it's not just in there really flimsy. So you're going to have 2 snaps. Actually, I'm sorry. There's 4 snaps as I pull this out, and you can see really easy to get out if you want to take it out. But if you're one of those people that likes to use a chin curtain, this is not going to come out very easily for you. So just small little attention to detail that has been put in, especially considering the upgrades that we're talking about from the previous version. Reflective around the neck roll. You're now going to have the cheek pads, which have more of an encompassing around the chin kind of a design to them. Again, really helping to cut down on wind noise. Chin strap is going to be a double D-ring design, and then what you're going to notice with the cheek pads on this, it's going to be a snap-in cheek pad, and it has a nice contour to the face. So the cheek pads themselves have been redesigned. The overall comfort on the inside of this helmet is 10 times better than the previous version. The intermediate oval fit does fit a lot more comfortably, and the contour to the cheek pad, the comfort of the cheek pad, vastly improved over the previous version. You will have pockets for speaker cutouts, and like I said, there will be a Polari version which has a comm system built in if you're interested in that. But if you want to go with the regular Strada 2 and you want to add a comm system of your own, you are going to have that option. There are going to be the speaker pocket cutouts. Taking a look at the rest of the interior for this, the one thing I want to say is that it's easy in, easy out as far as cleaning goes. And then taking a look at the inside, what you're going to have is, they've actually been pulled out of this one, but you are going to have removable, because we were actually wearing this and riding in this particular one, but you're going to have foam inserts, 5mm pads at the front, and then working around to the temple, so you can fine-tune the fitment. So if you are a little bit more of a round head shape and you want to add a little bit of padding into the front, or if you want a little bit of extra padding along the side of the head because maybe your head is a little bit narrower and you want to fill that out, you do have the option with this, with the way that the liner is set up, to change the internal fit slightly using those 5mm pads, which are included. And again, that's something that's normally reserved for a more premium price point. Now, my biggest nitpick with the helmet from the inside is concerned is that I think the channels for the ventilation could have been a lot deeper. When we're looking at some other manufacturers, the channeling is more robust. I think this is a, for all the improvements that we've seen, this is probably the one thing that I'd like to see change in the next version, is just some deeper cutouts and better channeling for the overall venting. But really, when we're looking at the fact that this is coming in at that $200 price point, and you're looking at a helmet that is drastically and vastly improved over the previous version. The previous version was a favorite for a lot of riders. I think that there's a lot of people out there that are going to be really stoked when they see what the Strada 2 has really turned into. And again, just a reminder, there's a couple different versions, but if you're looking at the Strada 2, you have your main 2 versions coming in around the $200 price point. The version that I have right here is the regular Strada 2 with the drop-down sun visor. That is going to be ECE DOT rated. And then you have the Primo, which is going to give you that Snell safety rating, but you are going to lose that drop-down sun visor. Now, there's a lot of folks out there that have been riding in the previous version that are going to be riding in the new version. If you want to hear more about what they have to say, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. Read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there using this new version of the helmet. If you're still not sure as to which helmet is right for you, your riding style, never hesitate to reach out to one of our gear geeks, 877-792-9455, or simply shoot an email over to cs@revzilla.com. They can walk you through all the helmets that are available to help you find the right option for you, your ride, and your head shape. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the Sedici Strada II. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.